I mean, we wake up dancing, so let's just. When parenting gets too hard,
Right.
become a kid.
Nicky and Davone have been on the road for 5 years with their daughters, rewiring a school bus, fixing breakdowns at altitude, and turning playgrounds into headquarters. This episode is sponsored by High Bear, makers of the all-day adventure flask. It brews camp coffee at sunrise, shakes cocktails at sunset, and hauls water without quitting. I mean, obviously it holds water, but it does so much cool stuff. One bottle, many different tricks. Link is below. Paid partnership with High Bear. Special thanks to High Bear. Awesome.
So let me just start by saying just welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today and talking a little bit about your unconventional life on how you explore the country, how you raise your kids in, a small space, but you live so big. Could we just start out by talking about your ad hoc dance parties? That sounds so cool. And I feel like everybody should be doing this because especially no matter if you're in high spirits or low spirits, there's nothing like an ad hoc dance party that can just change your mind.
Yes, well, we got many reasons. So we normally do dance parties where we're at campgrounds, not just campgrounds, but anywhere. But as of recently, we told ourselves, we're like, hey, we need to start have a family dance because,
Special
special family dance. So we could just put the collage together of all of the dances and all of the different. But we're crazy. I mean, we wake up dancing. So let's just.
Yeah, we had a whole impromptu one earlier today that was pretty funny. If you'll start it and then the rest of us will just
I forgot that was today. No, today.
And then now we're all in.
No. Welcome today was the best one in a long time, honestly.
He was like, I should teach dance workout classes. I was like, you actually could do it.
It felt like a hit class, honestly. Really.
Man, so where did it come from? And was it something that you guys came up with, that the kids?
Our daughter is definitely our oldest. We have a 10 and a 3-year-old, two girls. And our oldest is definitely a dancer, but
you guys are crazy, honestly. I feel like that's
just random busts.
Even saying out where's it come from? We just been doing this since we know each other, right?
Yeah, we're just silly. We're just goofy.
Yeah, because we were friends for 10 years before we got together, and even then, there's dance parties.
Just
how do you think other people that are listening to you guys today, how do you think they can incorporate some of that crazy and goofiness and just impromptu dance parties? What's a good trigger within a day?
What's a good trigger? Being frustrated, overwhelmed, being annoyed at whatever's going on, and you just sometimes it's it's not enough to just take a deep breath. Sometimes you really just gotta move it totally out. So you feel you're a little stressed, maybe just throw on your favorite song and just start moving.
No,
I mean that's so relatable, Nicky. I think it just in modern times now, we're just so bombarded with just notifications on the phone and responsibility and social media and all the things that we're trying to manage. Not to mention how many children do you guys have?
2 right now, yeah.
2? Cool. I mean, you're trying to balance your work life, the education of the kids and keeping them entertained and not to mention everything else. And I'm on the same page with you. I have a 4 and a 5-year-old and they're both boys. And it's impossible sometimes to even get them to eat their food. And there's an escalation of force that you have. You're like, hey guys, maybe you should eat your food. And as you would imagine, they're not very receptive to that at all, except angry dad sometimes gets what he wants,
Yeah. And I think, and that is the trigger, right? When parenting gets too hard,
right,
become a kid. And then it normally helps my parents are right. When parenting gets too hard, I'm like, all right, let me just dance this. And then my kid probably gets silly at too, right. When parents is too hard, it's become a kid again.
Right. It really, the ultimate distraction.
Really.
Just, this one is negotiating, brushing our teeth. And it's just we do this every night. We do this every day. Come on, just open your mouth and say, please.
She won't do it. But then
he puts the elbow, brush your teeth on, and does this little dance. Now it's, what? I'm brushing my teeth like a big girl. All right, cool. You just gotta bust out the filling.
Bust it out. Yeah.
That's amazing. So you guys have How long have you been on the road for?
This is our fifth year.
Fifth year. So you've been on the road for 5 years. What was kind of like the trigger? Like what was going on like within your life that like at some point you said to yourselves, we got to change something. Like this isn't working. And you were inspired by something that you wanted to live an unconventional life and you wanted to see the world. You wanted to meet all different people and expose yourselves to that. I mean, especially like, I'm from Jersey. You guys are from Jersey. I feel like there's a lot of people from Jersey outside of Jersey. You're just like, so what was the catalyst for you? What's the story behind it?
You want to think this here?
I mean, so like you said, we were friends 10 years before we got together. And one of our very first adventures, I guess, was that we were going to drive 15 hours to a graduation in Chicago and come back. And we'd like have
They'll make exams, right?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. And I think that's when we kind of both realized that we were like into travel. And, fast forward, we did our own travels. Like he's done Costa Rica, I've done Africa, Europe. And like, so when we got together, it was like, okay, travel is really important. And we need to make sure that even as a family, this isn't like stopping us and that we don't want to just do it once a year either. And I'm a retired teacher. So once I quit that to homeschool our kids, it was like, okay, now we have a little bit more freedom. So how can we do this as cheap as possible? And I've been into tiny living. He was down with tiny living. His grandpa used to have a camper. I never even see, or maybe I've seen them, but didn't know what they were, but like an iOverlander truck. And I was like, dang, this is really cool. So COVID hit and
it's where all the signs just aligned, right? It's like, we sat down with each other, like, we like to travel so much. Like, what is the life goal? And we were like, look, to see the globe. And it was like, all right, well, respectively, we're born in America. Let's start here. Let's knock it out with the family. It's a beautiful country. And then, honestly, from that day, it started the research. Like, how do we get it done? Now we're here. Right, but looking back at it, like, wait. And when we're done with this, we just want to continue to travel. Just want to see the globe, man. That's it.
Wow. So what's like, over like the 5 years when you took that leap and you outfitted like your first bus, between then and now, what's been like a hallmark experience that you've had that you love to share with people or you want to share with the audience?
Honestly, I mean,
I prepared for this year because 5 years is a lot. There's so many.
Seriously. How long do you want this conversation to? And there's just so many beautiful things about bus life, right? Like, I mean, because our homeschooling often turns into just life school where we're broken down 14,000 feet in the mountain and our 9-year-old is helping us fix the bus, right? And she's literally learning hands-on and she's invested in it and she's proud of herself at dinner time when we're talking about what was your high for the day. And she's like, my house helped you guys fix the bus, So like
that's a hallmark moment.
Yeah, it's like.
But then we go and see a place that we just, are in awe. Like Utah is just like, where are we? This is so beautiful. Or Joshua Tree.
No, what did we just that cannon we just did in Utah that we're about to fall, and then we all stuck together with Aaron and them, and like the teamwork that it builds. Remember with Aaron, it was like the fall with Michael and Gab. Joshua Tree.
Yeah, we ended up in like a slot canyon, and it was our first experience. We thought it was cool, but we actually had to like climb up and then climb down to like get into it, and we didn't have like gear, so we just used the group to like our bodies to like climb up. And mind you, I have a 2-year-old.
I wish I recorded that.
We have a couple pictures from it.
Like video,
So hallmark moment.
It's so many moments.
Christmas photo worthy. It's too bad you have the camera out. Like,
and
he's a 2-year-old, like,
right.
That scene of like Conrad Anchor, like throwing his child across like the ravine.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. Like hands on. Okay, we made it to the top. Next person come up.
And we didn't get the footage.
But we didn't get stuck. And we had a great time. It was amazing. No one got hurt. It was good.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So what's something that you've learned over your travels? Because a lot of people out there that will be listening to this are going to be really inspired about just the way that you live your life. I think a lot of people feel held back by having kids, right? Like there's the initial like, oh, we have kids. Our lives are not going to change at all. And you're like, oh, honey, No, you're right. It's not going to change at all. You're going to be fine. It's going to be all right. But then, reality will.
Then they learn.
But like you guys are doing it, right? And
Yeah.
so you've made it work. And so what's something that you can tell people that might be in a similar position that you guys were in 5 years ago? What kind of advice can you give them?
Well, I think if you want to do something in life, I don't know personally if those things go away, right? Like, for instance, like I was just talking to her about wanting to skydive as a kid. That stayed with me until I finally skydived, right? So same thing with like wanting to get a driver's license. Same thing with wanting to go kayaking, right? So I just think if you're okay with ask yourself when you're laying down in your 90s, if you're okay with not doing these things, if you're okay with this regret, then don't do it. But if you don't want that regret, then I think you should live today, just go out there and don't have that regret when you're older because life happens fast.
So fast. And before you know it, your kid's 10. What?
Yeah.
It's
And
so
your kids will adjust to whatever you want to do. Like, if you're into something, 9 times out of 10, your kid's going to be into it. So
right.
you don't have to let having kids hold you back. Just involve them more. Let them continue to grow with you. And I think you'll enjoy the experience.
And these kids are not the kids of our age. So they're going to teach you a lot too. And, it's a good learning experience for both of you. And as a retired teacher, I can guarantee you the education on the road is a lot better than the public school system if that's what they're in. So shots fired, but I mean, we kind of wake up.
I think a lot of people are on the same page with you. And Davone, that's like an amazing point that you said too, which is, your kids are going to probably be into the same things that you, and as long as you involve them together
right.
and you're doing that all together, and that's really what matters. Before we started recording the conversation, we were kind of talking about like, what occupies your time. And you're just like, man, just trying to just keep up with these kids.
Right.
Try to keep them engaged, right? Trying
Right.
to enrich their lives with these unique experiences. And what better way to do it than, just traveling across the country and being able to meet new and interesting people and see interesting places and be like, okay, what are we going to do here?
Yeah.
And I think that's
And
super interesting.
And I think, right, just not keeping yourself in the box. It's like, sometimes it might be daunting to jump from one area of life into something totally different. But if you do it in baby steps also, that's also a possibility. If you are, living 9 to 5, your kids are in school, just take a Thursday to Sunday trip and do things or not even a trip. What is it that your family is into? Like you said, mountain biking, let's go and find a new trail. I think too, once we become parents, it's so easy to now think of yourself as just a parent. And we are still human beings that have desires and dreams and goals. And we're their role models. So for them to be able to see us still skateboarding out and doing things that we want to do, and I think that is a really good starting point when you're thinking about, should I go for my dreams or should I keep doing this thing that I probably don't really particularly like every single day?
Yeah, for sure.
You guys deal with, I think, one large fear that's part of your everyday life, which I know, Nicky, that you were a retired teacher, but a lot of parents probably have fears of homeschooling. What are some of the things that maybe future homeschoolers can do to overcome those fears? And what sort of tactics or even advice that you have for them?
Yeah, for sure. Right. Because I talk to parents about this all the time. And I think both of us kind of have a philosophy of, as a parent, we are their teachers, and essentially, if you're comfortable in yourself being around them every day, teaching them and guiding them, then that's all you need to know. Because really, you're sending your kid to a stranger that you really don't know in a room with multiple kids that are only their age. And they're only being taught by a box curriculum, essentially. They're getting maybe a maximum of 15, 20 minutes outside. And so if you're scared that you won't be able to do what the school is doing, that's great, because you don't want to do what the school is doing. You want them to have more freedom. You want them to have more play. You want them to ask more questions. You want them to stay curious. And so it's really not a matter of, oh, I'm scared to homeschool my kid. It's really just, it's parenting. It's life living. They're going to learn so much, like we have kids that are graduating from high school and don't know how to grocery shop. But if you're homeschooling with them, like you're at the grocery store you're going to feed them a lot more. That's the thing they should be scared of. Prepare for how will you feed them all day. That's the only thing. Don't worry about reading. If you read a book to them every single day, they will learn to read. If you practice math, roll dice and add the numbers up every day, you'll learn basic math. You need to figure out how to feed them all day. How are you, like you said, going to engage the fact that the snacks they ask for every single time? I'm hungry.
What ages do you have?
4 or 5.
4 and 5. Yeah.
You guys went back to back.
Yeah.
Back to back. Yeah. My 5-year-old already knows everything about dinosaurs and trains. Those are his topics.
Of course he does. Right.
Um,
And how amazing is that? And even that's another thing too. I'm sure that some of the facts he knows about dinosaurs and trains, you didn't know until he discovered these things.
True.
And so if you keep just following your kid's lead on what it is that they're interested in, then there's your curriculum.
Yeah.
Make sure they go outside for like 4 hours, feed them. And what are they interested in? That's it.
I
That's all they
love
need.
how you said, like, what are they interested in? And like, go down that rabbit hole with your kids because you're really like fueling that curiosity of that, teaching them to say why and how deep things can go and how granular it can go. And, you also said, going out with your kids outside for 4 hours, like being outside in nature is so important. So how important has it been for your kids?
Oh, to be outside?
Yeah. We try at least drive for 6 hours a day.
Remember actually, we're like on the road, not renovated. Yeah, we do. We spend a lot of time at
Because we'll just like
playgrounds.
park at a playground and then that's our day. Like this is where we're at. Normally the playground, we try to find one that also has like a skate park attached to it. And then, you need a snack, go to the house. You go to the parking lot. You want to ride your bike? Okay, go grab your bike. Oh, you want to roller skate? Go grab your roller skate. Like we literally have everything. We'll eat lunch outside on the grass. It's a hack. It's a real life hack.
The parks are definitely a hack for sure.
Or like a nature trail now, we're camping out here for wherever and it's outside. We don't want to just sit in here in this 12 feet of space in the living room. They've got too much energy for that.
Yeah.
So what's next on the horizon for the two of you? What do you have planned?
Well, we're finishing up renovating the bus.
Right.
So we're going to take like the next 2 months probably to do that. And then we'll head to Florida.
And then
I'll let the scheduler
at
take
the
over here.
beginning of the year, we're being real ambitious this year because we would like to go internationally. So we have 19 states left. So the plan is to finish 17 of them at the top of the year. So by the end of December, all we have left is Hawaii and Alaska.
Right. So up next is to finish so we'll do 17
So crossed.
in 2026.
Yeah, and it's all like the upper half. So like,
no, except Oklahoma.
Oregon. Yeah, except Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a weird thing that we kept skipping
tornadoes
in the middle. I think we were honestly just afraid of tornadoes. We recently talked to a local and they said that it's not that bad. So we're going to dispel our fears.
Yes.
And we're going to Oklahoma. And then we'll do the rest of the top half of the U.S.
It's amazing. So when's the plan to do the drive to Alaska?
The drive.
The drive's not happening because the tires for Trippy are almost $3,000 and we get a whole set. And the road,
fly cruise.
we're going to do one of the two. We're going to fly or cruise.
The drive's not happening though. Now we talked about because we recently put the bus on a boat from Vermont to New York.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So we're thinking about doing that across the Darien Gap because we might drive the Pan American Highway and do that. And then we recently had the idea.
But that's after this year,
Right. To get into sailing and boat life and maybe sail.
Because the adventure never stops.
I'm not going to say maybe, that's happening. We're going to sail across the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm just going to put it out there in the universe. And then we're going to start a tour over there. So,
yeah. Well, I think you should reach out I don't know if you've heard of Brady and Blue. They used to be on a boat called SB Delos back in the day, but they have a YouTube channel. They're fantastic, but I would definitely start with them. They're really good sailors. They actually just started.
What is it?
In Tahoe 4 years ago. But Florida is a great place to learn how to sail too.
Yeah, we learned in Maine, actually.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, that's where we kind of got introduced to it.
Just this last weekend, actually.
Yeah, we just was sailing out there last weekend, but we're gonna try to find some connects right in Florida so we can continue on.
Right.
And then, but yeah, that's in the future. We like to dream big.
You know engine repair? I mean, sailing life is just fixing boats in exotic locations, is it not?
Right.
Yeah. I'm
so-
knee deep in conversation with the captain, like, so how do you find where to park? He was like, it's kind of like you do with the bus. And we were like, yeah. So, just find somewhere with the land, some good anchorage. I'm like,
yeah.
Just to this. Oh, yeah,
We'll take some navigation classes and we'll be on.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get there.
What is
YouTube you said again? I would like to look that up.
Yeah, don't forget.
Oh, yeah. So those two are no longer on the show, but it's still a great sailing channel, SB Delos. So like SB as in sailing vessel, Delos, Delos is the name of the YouTube channel. They're great because it is a good balance too on like the realities of boat life. You know, there's always repairing, always fixing, always taking things apart. But then they have a little girl on board. So you're like, okay, I see how this works.
Yeah.
Which is great too. I will say this, whenever you're in Northern California, you must just ping me and make sure that you come say hi. Be more than happy to meet up and, you know, show you some cool spots. I know they're fully capable of finding the cool spots, but, you know.
No, we find the cool spots from people like you, the locals.
That's like recommendations. That was good recommendation.
We pull up and we're like, okay, we live here now for a couple of weeks. What's there to do? Let's go find it.
Yeah, exactly. So what's something that like you want to say to everybody? Like what's a message that you want to spread or have something to say that you want everybody to know about you guys and your message?
Oh man, so many. Wake up, spread love, sleep, repeat.
Life is a trip, so take one.
Yeah.
And lastly, live today.
Because you could die today.
I love it. So where can everybody find you?
We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube, Prince Family Travel. We're also on TikTok. And yeah, that's where we are.
Well, Davone, Nicky, thanks so much for joining us for
thanks for having me.
I really enjoyed speaking with you guys today. Let's do it again sometime in the future. And next time you're in Tahoe, come on by. And if you happen to be here in the winter, we're all going skiing.
Because that's another thing on our bucket list.
I want to snowboard, but I need to.
Don't worry, we'll get you set up.
You got me? All right.
I'm just going to press not record right now just so we can sign off here.
That was Nicky and Davone. Proof that tiny spaces make massive memories. Start small, stack wins, and yes, when parenting gets heavy, just dance it out. Big thanks for High Bear for backing the journey. The All Day Adventure Flask does pour over at dawn and shaker duty at the campfire. Grab yours in the link below. Thanks, High Bear. If this episode fired you up, subscribe and tell me your next micro adventure in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining Finding Rad this week. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.